So for number 1, you're looking for a positive coterminal angle to 130. So I went ahead and added 360 to 130, and you get 490 degrees. Okay, each of these should have the symbol degree like that. So as you can see on the graph, I graphed 130. Again, I just approximated 130. So now to draw a 490 degree angle, they both start on the positive x-axis. And so now I go 360 plus 130, and I land right there in the same spot. Okay, so both the purple and the red graph start and end in the same spot, except that the red one went around an extra time. Okay, so the coterminal to 130 is 490. So for number 2, they want a negative coterminal angle to 130. So what I did is I subtracted 360 from 130, and you see the work right here. Okay, so you end up with negative 230. Here's the positive 130 right here. Initial side is your 0 right here. This is the terminal side. So now the negative 230 starts off right here, just like the purple one. And then we go clockwise because it's negative. That's negative 180. And then 230 right there. So they start and end in the same spot. Okay, so for numbers 3 through 6, they're asking for the two nearest positive coterminal and negative coterminal angles. So given angle 84, we're going to add 360 to that, and we get 444. That's one. We add 360 to 444. We add 360 to that, and that's going to give us 804. Okay, so we're going to subtract 360 from 84. So that would give us negative 276 for one angle. And then we're going to subtract 360 from that. So negative 276 minus 360, that's going to give us negative, 636. Okay, so here are your two negative angles, and here are your two positive angles that are nearest to that are coterminal to 84, but the nearest coterminal angles to 84. Alright, so number 4 is an interesting angle, 420, because even if I subtract 360, I still have a positive angle, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to subtract 360 from 420, and that's going to give me, let me put the right color, that's going to give me 60 degrees. Okay, but if I were to subtract 360 again, then now I would get a negative angle. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add 360 to 420. That's going to give me the other coterminal angle that is closest to 420. So when you do that, when you add 360 plus 420, you get 780. So these two angles right here are the nearest coterminal angles to 420. Now, like I said, we subtracted 360, we got 60. So if you subtract 360 again from 60, you get negative 300. That's coterminal with 420. We subtract 360 again, and we get negative 660. And so these are the closest coterminal angles to 420 that are negative. Alright, so number 5, we start off with a negative angle. So to get the closest or nearest positive coterminals, I'm going to add 2 pi this time, not 360, because now I'm in radians. So 2 pi minus pi over 3, because I'm adding 2 pi to negative pi over 3, it's going to give me 1 2/3, and we know that 1 2/3 is the same as 5 pi over 3. And then I'm going to add 2 pi to this number, to 5 pi over 3, so that's going to give me, I'm going to add 6/3 plus 5/3, because 6/3 is 2. And I'm not putting the pi right now because I'm just adding 2 to 5/3 to see what I get. That gives me 11/3. So 11 pi over 3. So these are the two positive angles that are coterminal to negative pi over 3, the closest ones that are positive. So now for the negative angles, so I have negative pi over 3, so now I'm going to subtract 2 pi, so that gives me negative 2 and 1/3, negative 2 and 1/3. And remember, you change it to an improper fraction, so that would be negative 7 pi over 3. Okay? So now I'm gonna take negative 7/3 and subtract 2 pi, but in terms of thirds, it's actually 6/3, right? That's 2. 6/3 is 2. So that gives me negative 13 pi over 3. So these two are the nearest negative angles that are coterminal to negative pi over 3. Alright, so for number 6, 5/2 is 2.5. So even if I subtract 2 from 2.5, I still have a positive angle, right? So that's so similar to number 4, where the angle is big enough that you could subtract, like in number 4 we were able to subtract 360, while in number 6 we're able to subtract 2 pi. So when you subtract 2 pi from 2.5 pi, you're left with pi over 2. So the first positive coterminal angle is pi over 2. Now if I subtract 2 pi from pi over 2, now I become a negative angle, right? So I'll leave that for later. So let's add 2 pi to 2.5 pi. That gives me 4.5 pi, 4.5. So I'm going to convert that to an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 9 pi over 2. So these are the closest positive coterminal angles. Okay, so now we're going to get the negative one. So we keep subtracting 2 pi from the number. Well, I already did it once and I got pi over 2, right? When I got this answer right here. So from here I'm going to subtract 2 pi. So 1/2 minus 2 is negative 1.5. Negative 1.5. As an improper fraction, that's negative 3/2 pi. So I'm going to take that negative 3/2 and I'm going to subtract 2. Well, in terms of halves, 2 is 4/2. So that gives me negative 7 pi over 2. So these are the closest negative angles that are coterminal to 5 pi over 2. Alright, so 7 through 8 are degrees that are going to be converted, 7 through 10, 7 through 10, that degrees that are going to be converted into radians. So we multiply, if you notice, all of them by pi over 180. Okay, so we get, I can reduce by 10, so reduce by 10, so you're left with 7 pi over 18, and that's as simplified as we can get it. Number 8, I can reduce by 10 again. I could further reduce by 9. 9 goes into 27 3 times. It's negative. 9 goes into 18 twice. Okay. Number 9, I can reduce this by, let's see, 45. 45 divides both 180 and 945. So take a calculator and you can use the fraction feature on it where you just put in 945, fraction key 180, and it reduces it for you. And so you would get, let's see, negative 21 pi over 4. And you can leave it like this. You don't have to change it to a mixed number. And you could if you want, but you don't have to. Number 10, I can reduce it by 2 first. And again, you could take the calculator and use the fraction key. And when you put in 216, fraction key 18, when you do that, you're going to see that it goes in 12 times. So 12 times 18 is 216. So 12. It's not working. Hold on. 12 pi. Alright, so for the other ones, 11 through 14, we're going the other way around. We're starting with radians, and we're going to change it to degrees. So right here, I can see that the pi's are going to reduce. 18 goes into 18 once, and it goes into 180 10 times. And so 33 times 10 is 330 degrees. Okay, for number 12, pi reduces with pi. 4 goes into 180 45 times. And 45 times 11 is 495 degrees. So number 13, we're going to reduce by pi first. 3 goes into 180 60 times, so I can reduce by 60. So 60 times negative 5 is negative 300. Okay, number 14, I'm going to reduce by pi first. 2 goes into 180 90 times. 90 times negative 7 is negative 630 degrees. Okay, so we have to pick all the angles that are coterminal to 300 degrees. And I went ahead and I drew the angle right here. It starts here and it ends right here, approximately, where this is 300 degrees. So that means that that angle here is 60, like I labeled it right here. This is 60. So negative 420, angle A, negative 420. If you go around here, it's going to be negative 360. How many more to get negative 420 from negative 360? 60 more. So it's going to land right here in the same spot. So that means that yes, this one is coterminal. 2100 for letter B. You keep subtracting 360 from that, and you get 360 times 5. Let's see what that gives you. 1800. So for 2100, that's 300, right? 300 degrees. So that's perfect. That lands in the same exact spot as 300, because from 1800 to 2100, that's, when you subtract these two, you get 300. So that one's coterminal too. It lands in the same spot as 300. Negative 900, you keep adding 360, so you could add 720, right? So negative 900 plus 720 is negative 180. Well, that's not going to land right here. That's not going to land right here. That's going to land over here on the side. So this one is not coterminal. Okay. D, E, F are in radians. So remember, the angle, the 60 degree, is a pi over 3. So this would be negative pi over 3 right here if we're counting this angle right here, negative pi over 3. So that one works. 23 pi over 3, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to a mixed number. So that's going to be 7, 21, and 2/3 pi. So that means that I'm here at 0, and I'm going to go 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi, and 2/3 more, which is going to land in the same spot as 300. So that's another coterminal angle right here. So this one works. Negative 7 pi over 3, I'm going to change that to a mixed number. That's negative 2 1/3 pi. So here on the graph, I start on 0, then negative 1 pi, negative 2 pi, and then 1/3 more. So I land right here on the same spot as 300. So this one's another coterminal.